Call the meeting to order and note for the record that all members of council are present and accounted for. As always, we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you're able, please stand and join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And before we get started, I'll just mention that there were two items originally scheduled to be discussed tonight that have been removed from the agenda. The first was the public hearing on a resolution to authorize eminent domain to acquire right-of-way from property located at 500 Martha Way. Second is the workshop on the Mayfield Grower Row Partnership. These items have both been removed from the agenda and will not be heard or discussed this evening. So we'll begin with the partnership updates. And partnership update this evening is Cambridge High School Ag Business Program Update. And I'll invite Amanda to come up and tell us a little bit about this item.
Thank you. So this evening we have some guests tonight from Cambridge High School. We have the FFA members who are also in the Ag Business Program. I'm not going to introduce them. I would like them to introduce themselves. These are the students that we have with us at Old Rucker Farm 5 mornings a week for at least an hour every day. 2 days a week we have them for a little over 2 hours. So they're going to share with you a bit about their experience with us this year. Without further ado, I'd like to invite you all to come up, introduce yourselves, and tell your story. And this will advance your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Parmita Merpavar. I'm the sales report person of Alpharetta Box. And here are my team members, and we are so grateful to have you guys tonight.
Hi, my name is Ashley Garcia, and I'm in charge of the social media.
Hi, my name is Anna Zaretic, and I run the website.
Hi, my name is Ali Eisenhart, and I'm in charge of the email.
And my name is Kendall Wilson, and I manage the inventory.
Alpharetta Box is a small business that it takes 3 years to get to this class. It is an amazing program. We love it over here. This course is definitely a senior-only course, and we have a passion for, so we all got involved for many different reasons. I, for one, got involved into this class because I love business, and I certainly love the environment. I wanted to learn just how to become a businesswoman, learning through all these different paths, even if it comes through agriculture. And agriculture was something that I definitely wasn't into before taking this class, but after taking it, I realized that this was something I definitely want to go into. So even people who don't have a love for agriculture can definitely take it to another level. So everybody else got involved in this class because they one, wanted to be involved in this community. They two, wanted to help others out and like having good customer service. And 3, they want to learn sustainable farming techniques. And now on to Ashley about what we have learned.
All right, so some of you may not be sure on what some of the terms we use today, but don't worry, I'm here to help you. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, which means that members in FFA or anyone who's interested in our program can buy a share of our harvests in exchange for a weekly box of fresh produce. And our business is a part of this, is based on this, but we do things a little bit differently. For example, we don't charge an annual fee like other ones do. And instead, on our website, we post an inventory weekly. So new customers have the opportunity to purchase each week without the long season commitment. And here at Old Rucker Farm, we also, seeds start Most of our seeds start from, excluding vegetable roots, they start on seeding trays in a climate-controlled room, and as soon as they start sprouting, we put them through a process that's called hardening. We do that to make sure that they are able to grow in the unpredictable weather that we have here. Then, after that, when our produce is ready to harvest, on Friday mornings, we harvest and prepare our produce to be packaged and sold. And from this experience, we have all learned and gained a bunch of knowledge on business, like different aspects of business, such as marketing, pricing, and customer service. From this, but in this class, we do more than just talk business. We have also discussed job etiquette, which we put to practice every morning by going to the farm, and we have also gained knowledge on sustainable agricultural practices that we can use to not only give back to our community, but give back to our earth. So now my teammate Anna is going to discuss our challenges that we have faced this year.
Throughout the year, we have faced many challenges that have come our way. This comes from things like learning how to work as a team, pest control, and weather. And when it came to teamwork, we realized very early on that this would be a key to our success. This started as we started to work as a team, and we needed to learn how each other interacted, and that we all have different working processes, and that we all have different innovation techniques, and we can all kind of bring something different to the table. Now, as we learned that, it allowed us to exceed and get more creative with the products that we were able to produce in the future. Along with that, a big challenge that we faced was pests. Now, at the beginning of the year, one of our rows got a bacterial infection, which meant that we had to gut the entire row completely and put some of our coop poop from our chickens in it in order to ensure that the nutrients were being stabilized. Now, in this case, this row had a low amount of calcium, which is why that's how we stabilize the nutrients. As well as that, we planted garlic in that row, which acts as a very good antibacterial so that in the future it would help prevent any more infections. Along with that, with our leafy greens, we faced an aphid infestation, which aphids are a pest that take kind of all of the juices and water out of the plant, making them dry and at the end of the day just dead. And so when that happens, we go to our holy grail, neem oil, which is a great and natural way to kill off the aphids that is put directly onto the plant. And along with that, we also have to make sure that we are cutting out all of the leaves that are affected with the aphids in order to make sure that they are not spreading any further. By repeating both of these processes, we were able to not only get rid of our aphid infestation, but we were left with all of our crops being able to still be healthy and producing. Along with that, as you may have noticed, at the end of December, Georgia had a major cold front in which the temperatures declined to around 8 degrees, which is the coldest weather that Georgia has seen in 30 years. And so because of this, it not only affected farms across the state, but also ours. So in order to, well, before we came back from winter break, we did try and save our crops by using crop cover methods. And before all of the weather hit, we had more than 10 crops growing healthily. But after winter break, we were left with 2 of our 10 crops being salvageable. So because of this, we had to come up with a solution in order to retain our customer base. So we moved from our fresh produce items over to our jarred items, such as our honey and jams. Along with this, it also opened the door to being more creative in coming up with some craft ideas, as well as opening our market to our additional items and selling those as a separate item on our website. But one of the main products that we did produce was potpourri, which we found really fun, as well as starting to grow microgreens, which had a 1 to 2 week turnaround. So through all of these challenges, we have learned teamwork, innovation skills, and also just problem solving in general. And without all of these challenges, we would not be here today. And we have a newfound respect for not only the food around us, but also the people that produce it. So now, Allie will talk to you about how we will use these skills in the future.
Thank you, Anna. We at Old Rucker Farm and Alpharetta Box believe that agriculture is the future of America, and we're bound to it. We've learned with our time at the farm that although we may not be continuing on the same path as everyone else, some of us are going into agriculture, some of us are going into biology, business, agricultural business, just like the class. We've learned that we're going to use all these skills that we've learned on the farm and apply them to our futures to the best of our ability. So some of our business management techniques, we've learned so many things thanks to Amanda and Emily. Some of our business techniques, we used emails, we communicated through messages, we communicated through the website, and that's part of our skills that we've learned. The city of Milton, Alpharetta, has been a farming community. Although it may seem like an urban community now, we are touching back into our roots. At Old Rucker Farm and Alpharetta Box, we have been using all natural pest removal methods, and we have been touching into the roots of our community as well as the soil. By this, I mean that we're using our hands to develop our seeds, to harvest our seeds. We want to get in touch with our past and our present and our future. And for this, I'm going to turn it over to my business partner, Kendall, for our management plan.
So lastly, one of the major skills that we as the team have had to utilize this entire year is marketing. Throughout the entire year, we have learned many different marketing techniques in order to properly connect with our customers. By using our business platform, Square Up, we are able to have an entire overview of everything related to Alpharetta Box, including the data. The data is especially important because we are able to properly track our growth and as well as follow along with sales trends, so we are able to know when the best time to promote a new product is. When we're speaking about the numbers, usually most people are led to believe that most crops can only grow in the warmer months, such as summer and spring. But does anyone actually know how many crops can sustainably grow in the winter? Any guesses? All right, that's cool too. So despite popular belief, we at Old Rucker Farm managed to sustainably grow 13 different crops during this winter, despite all the harsh weather conditions and, of course, losing them during the cold front. Some statistics that we as a class found interesting throughout this year is that we started selling our CSA boxes at the beginning of November. Since then, we have sold exactly 50 boxes and made a total of $1,712 on just the boxes alone. This is not including any of the jarred items that my partner Anna had just previously mentioned, but we did have to come up with 7 different jarred items that we know of right now to help us combat all of the challenges that we were facing. It is an absolute honor to be here tonight. On behalf of the entire Alpharetta Box team, we would love to thank you once again for letting us be here with you tonight. We would also love to give a big thank you to Amanda and Emily, as well as our advisor, Mr. Martin, for helping us along the way. And we hope that all of our information has shed light on our program, and you have learned a little bit about how we have gotten involved with Alpharetta Box. And so us as Alpharetta Box now present you with a challenge. Find a way that you can also get involved. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. No comments from the couple of council members that grew up on farms? Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Hyde?
No, I've just been amazed at what's going on out there. Amanda's done a wonderful job. I had the community garden set up in Wills Park, and of course I got the AFib and freaked out because I couldn't use anything off the shelf, and told Amanda that my tomatoes were about to be wiped out, and then she pulled a bottle out and said, go spray them and take the old leaves off. So I did grow up growing a lot of stuff, but you know, like I said, we went to the store back then, and I like the way you guys are doing it. So it's an amazing program, and congratulations to all 5 of you ladies.
Councilman Hypes. So Councilman Heights also grew up on a working farm.
Yes, yes, I did, Mr. Mayor. We had 900 acres up in Indiana, and the biggest group in my high school wore blue corduroy jackets. Without question, they were the largest group. And so when I walked in and said hello to the team, it brought back a lot of memories to see the blue corduroy, the FFA jackets out again. And so you learn some great lessons on a farm. And my 2 quick ones are, if you're really working on a farm, if you got some baling wire and a pair of pliers, you can fix just about anything. And there are no days off on a farm. There are no sick days. There are no holidays. If you have crops or livestock, you know, they're really not interested in the fact that you're sick in bed or off on vacation. So God bless you all. I think that's awesome what you all are doing.
Thank you, everyone. So next item up on our agenda is the consent agenda. And the consent agenda consists of the council meeting minutes from the meeting of January 23rd, 2023, the financial management report for the month ending December 31st, 2022, ratification of the final consent order and judgment in the case of Alpharetta versus Madon et al., the ratification of amended intergovernmental agreement between the City of Alpharetta and Fulton County, Georgia, regarding utility relocation for the Webbridge Road project, and the ratification of a GDOT bonding letter confirming the City of Alpharetta's responsibility for completion and construction of projects pursuant to GDOT issued encroachment permits. Is there anyone who would like to remove anything from the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I ask that the council meeting minutes be removed and voted on separately.
Is there anyone else who would like to remove anything from the consent agenda? No, I'm not sure you have to do that, just to clarify. The last time this came up, the city attorney advised us that it wasn't necessary for people who are absent to recuse themselves or...
So it's not a legal requirement, but if you do not want it to be on the consent agenda because you weren't here, you're welcome to ask for that, which you obviously
I didn't partake in any of the discussion, so I don't feel like it's my place to approve the minutes.
So be it. Just wanted to make sure we don't get confused. The last time we had a couple of confusing topics. So we'll remove that from the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda without those minutes?
Yes.
Second. Motion by Mayor Pro Tem, a second by Councilman Dorito, I believe. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda with the removal of the council meeting minutes from January 23rd, please vote yes. Otherwise, vote accordingly. And it does pass unanimously. Do I have a motion to take up the council meeting minutes from the meeting of January 23rd?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd offer a motion to approve the council meeting minutes from January 3rd. Second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Merkel and a second by Councilman Mitchell, and that was to approve the council meeting minutes from the meeting of January 23rd, 2023. I have a couple of, there we go, Councilman Dorito. And it does pass unanimously. So that'll wrap up the consent agenda. And as I mentioned before, the item that was originally scheduled for the public hearing, the resolution to authorize eminent domain at 500 Martha Way, Alpharetta, Georgia, has been removed. It will not be heard this evening. So we'll move on to the new business portion of tonight's meeting, and that is first item, including the ratification consideration of authorization to file an amicus brief before the Georgia Supreme Court in the case of Gwinnett County versus Schroeder Holdings LLC et al. Ms. Tracy, do you mind taking this item?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. So I think as some of you are aware, our office as city attorney became aware of a ruling from the Georgia Court of Appeals in a case involving Gwinnett County. And the reason that it was brought to the city's attention was because of the Court of Appeals treatment in that case regarding a zoning denial and whether or not a claim for inverse condemnation would be viable in such a case. And what that does is potentially leave open the door for a property owner who's unhappy with a zoning denial to seek money damages under a theory of inverse condemnation, of a taking of their property. We thought that it was very important to bring to our various clients because of the severe impact this could have on local governments if indeed there isn't firm precedent set that a zoning denial like this would not lead to a potential money damages situation for the city or any local government really throughout Georgia who engages in zoning. We brought this to Mr. Lagerbloom's attention, asked if he thought that that would be something that the city would join in us filing an amicus brief. That's basically a friend of the court brief in support of Gwinnett County's position as they are attempting to take this matter up to the Supreme Court of Georgia. So what we ended up filing on February the 3rd, I believe, is an amicus brief in the name of the city of Alpharetta, city of Milton, and Forsyth County. Our named partner, Ken Gerard, wrote and filed that. It's a great read. I'm happy to circulate the filed brief. Okay, so Chris has circulated that filed brief. And so this is simply a matter of ratifying the decision to join in that cause. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions from council on this item? James, do we have any public comment cards?
We do not, sir.
However, if anyone would like to come forward, now's your opportunity to do so. Seeing none, we'll close public comment. To have a motion from council?
Mayor, I move to approve the authorization to file an amicus brief for the Georgia Supreme Court in the case of Gwinnett County versus Schroeder Holdings LLC et al.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Dorito, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Merkel. Any discussion? Well, I'll just say thank you very much for bringing this to our attention and for teaching me how the proper way to say amicus.
Well, you know, that is not even a settled debate among attorneys. So.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just because I had no idea and I was calling it amicus all these years.
Nope.
So that being said, all those in favor of the motion as outlined by Councilman Dorito, please vote yes, otherwise vote accordingly. And it does pass unanimously. Next item up under new business is the ARC Livable Centers grant application for North Point District Infrastructure Framework Plan.
Yes.
I believe Mr. Woodman has the presentation. And while he's approaching, Ms. Tracy, if you'd like to go ahead and read the resolution.
Sure, I let Mr. Woodman make his presentation, but ultimately this would be a resolution to authorize the mayor and city council to approve the submission of the North Point District Infrastructure Framework Grant application to the Atlanta Regional Commission.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We are before you this evening seeking authorization to submit a... Thank you. We're here before you this evening to seek authorization to submit a grant to the Atlanta Regional Commission for the North Point Framework Plan. That's a plan that's identified in the North Point LCI as well as the Creative Placemaking Plan. Have the location map up of the North Point LCI area. And the framework plan would provide a network of public streets, public spaces, sidewalks, utility infrastructure, and green stormwater infrastructure so that private property can plan for redevelopment and reinvestment in this area. Of course, we believe this plan would reinforce the LCI's goal to re-envision the area as a vibrant, walkable area. So we're trying to create walkable blocks. The plan is anticipated to cost $200,000. ARC does have a 20% match, so the city's match would be $40,000. This is a document out of the creative placemaking plan. This is the Parkway, which shows the North Point Parkway streetscape project, but then the dashed line areas are looking at potential street grid that could be added within that area. And then this concept of river of trees, where we're looking at connecting open space, public space throughout the area, connecting over to the Big Creek Greenway. And then, of course, there are some tributaries that come off of the Big Creek Greenway that were piped in the past, and those could be areas that are looked at in this plan to be reconstituted as stream tributaries. That is the conclusion of the presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Any questions from council on this item? Thank you, Mr. Woodman.
Sure.
James, do we have any public comment cards?
We do not, sir.
However, if anyone would like to come forward and speak on this item, now is your opportunity. Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Do I have a motion from council?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me, I'd like to approve the ARC Livable Centers grant application for North Point District Infrastructure Framework Plan as presented to you tonight.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Merkel, a second by Councilman Will, and that was to approve the ARC Livable Center grant application as outlined in the motion by Mayor Pro Tem Merkel. Any discussion? I'll just note right quickly that I was cleaning up some stuff off an old laptop and happened to see that actually some of that plan along that corridor, as far as having additional parallel roadways through those parking lots, was part of the CID master plan that they implemented in 2014. I was unaware of that. So it has been something on the drawing board for a long time. So it'd be nice to actually get that formalized and get it moving. That being said, all those in favor of the motion to approve, please vote yes. Otherwise, vote no. And it does pass unanimously. So we'll move on to the Equestrian Arena 3 Renovation RFP 23-104 Contract Award. Director Rogers, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Council. It's always fun and exciting to come and make a presentation to this group. Tonight, we're asking for approval for the contract to renovate Arena 3 in the Wills Park Equestrian Center. This is the second arena that we will be renovating in conjunction with the Wills Park Equestrian Foundation. The total cost of the renovation is $434,085. So that's evenly split between the city and the foundation. So the foundation will be paying $217,042.50, and this will redo the footings, the fencing, the irrigation, the drainage, all the amenities, and stormwater management. Longwood Arenas is the one we are recommending approval. They were the lowest price of the three bidders. They were the best score of the three bidders, and they have the proven track record as they did arena number 1 in our in the Equestrian Center. I also have 2 photos I'd like to show you. James, if you could help me. This is the, as you can see on your screen, Council, this is actually arena number 3 is the one we're going to be renovating. That's a shot. You can see the drainage. That is a crowned arena, and that means basically all the water runs off one side or the other. And then the next shot is what the Arena 1 looks like, and Arena 3 will look exactly like Arena 1 when they are finished. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have about this project.
Councilman Mitchell.
So can I assume that this is putting the fabric with the mixture, with the soil with the mixture of fabric?
Absolutely.
And has that worked out really good for our community?
It has. Arena number 1 is working beautifully. It is, it's the It's the arena everyone wants to ride on now. It's got that. It's got the state-of-the-art footing. It has absolutely no drainage problems. You can actually take a fire truck and a fire hose and spray on that, and it will not get wet. So it is a flat arena that is right now the state-of-the-art. And so everybody wants it. Arena 3 will be just like Arena 1.
Okay, and then the Arena 2, or the third ring, when are the plans to move forward on that?
Well, the other, there's Arena 2, Arena 4, and then the covered. All of that is part of the design work that we're working on when we're doing the overall renovation. So we have a design team, Barge and Associates, that are designing that. Arena 2 becomes much more complicated because we're going to make it larger, and we have to take out a building in order to do that. So the other arenas become a little bit more complicated, and we have to have additional design work on those.
I see.
And those will be coming back hopefully soon, but I can't give you a date yet.
Good to hear. Thank you.
Any other questions from council? Thank you, Mr. Rogers. I'm not sure those fields, those rings won't get wet, though. It probably just doesn't stay wet.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will get. Yeah, they will get wet. They won't puddle. Maybe I should have used the word. They will not puddle there. So yeah.
I just saw some puzzled looks on council when you said you could spray it with water and it wouldn't get wet. So.
Well, thanks for catching that. Next time I'll be sure not to say that. All right, thank you.
It's quite all right. James, do we have any public comment cards?
We do not, sir.
However, if anyone would like to come forward, now's your chance. Seeing no one, will close public comment. Do I have a motion from council?
Yes, Mayor, I make a motion that council approve the award of an RFP number 23-104 contract to Longwood Arenas LLC for the renovation of Arena 3 at Wells Park Equestrian Center in an amount totaling not to exceed $434,085, and authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Hypes, a second by Councilman Mitchell. And that was to approve the Equestrian Arena 3 motion as outlined by Councilman Hypes. Any discussion? Yeah. Mayor Pro Tem?
Just want to make sure Councilman Will can vote on this one because it was the lowest bid. I know you are. That's why I brought it up. That's awesome.
Any other comments? All those in favor of approving the motion, please vote yes. Otherwise, vote no. Yes. And it does pass unanimously. And that'll wrap up new business. And as I mentioned earlier, the only item under workshop had been deferred by the staff to the March 6th meeting, 2023. So only remaining item on the agenda so far is public comments. So if there's anyone that would like to come forward, now is your chance. Seeing no one come forward, we'll close public comment. Any reports? Well, I do have a report. I've just got to find it in my emails because I couldn't get it printed out earlier. So, we had lunch today with some of our court staff and had an opportunity to hear from our solicitor, Kelsey Maddox. And she wanted me to make sure and let everyone know that this past weekend, the Alpharetta High School mock trial team participated in the Georgia High School mock trial competition through the Young Lawyers Division of the State Bar of Georgia. Alpharetta High School participated in the Dahlonega Regional with 6 other high school teams, and we placed second in the regional. The team will be advancing to districts on March 4th and coming with the goal to reach the state finals on March 18th. Ms. Maddox is the team's attorney coach, and Ms. Avery Perkins is the Alpharetta High School teacher coach. The team had 3 student attorneys win the Outstanding Attorney Award, with 1 attorney student winning in each of the 3 rounds. Additionally, we had a student witness win 2 Outstanding Witness Awards for her performance in 2 separate rounds of the competition. So congratulations. I had no idea we even had a mock trial team at Alpharetta High School. Doesn't shock me that they did well because they don't typically do poorly at anything they attempt over there. So she is. She absolutely is an alum. So just wanted to point that out. Congratulations to everyone involved. That'll wrap up reports, and I will call for a motion to adjourn or to recess into executive session.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem, second by Councilman Will, to recess into executive session. All those in favor, please vote yes. Otherwise, vote no. And it does pass unanimously. Motion to reconvene. Do we have a motion?
Motion to reconvene.
Mayor Pro Tem, second. Hold on. Who made the motion?
I did.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem made the motion. Mitchell made the second. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
We're voting locked in.
Oh, we've already locked in. It does pass unanimously. Now, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We've got a motion by Councilman Binder, a second by Councilman Mitchell to adjourn. All those in favor, vote yes.
Wouldn't stand up until I did.
Mayor Pro Tem. And it's unanimous. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.